Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Alona and I help women professionals grow as leaders. Today I come to you with a pretty important topic on leadership, which is effective communication. As we all know, communication is very important in order to help you achieve your vision in your company and ensure that the employees or the team members working for you understand what their roles are and how is it that they can help you with executing on that bigger vision. So I'm going to share some tips with you today, about 5 tips about what is it that we could do to improve our communication within your company. So you want to communicate often, and you want to communicate very clearly on what is it that the role expectations are for the employees on your team. So it's very important that your team members understand very clearly what their responsibilities are and what your expectations are of them within the particular roles that they're fulfilling. Also, when you have a vision, it's important that your employees understand your bigger vision so that it becomes a lot more clear for them to how is it that they contribute to that and how is it that they can help you out achieve that bigger vision. You also want to follow up on conversations. I think following up is a really important skill because a lot of the times that a conversation is had, when you follow up, you sort of check in on the person and you make sure that the person feels heard and the person feels that they're cared for and you actually care about maybe the issue they had or the way that you're resolving something. So following up on a conversation is also a pretty important skill to develop. Validating what you hear. So a lot of the times the conversation is one-sided. So when you validate the other person, based on what they're speaking about, and you're repeating back what you're hearing them say, and also really trying to understand what they're trying to say rather than you thinking of the next answer that you have to give, is really important for the other person to feel heard and understood by you. And that really helps with trust, building trust amongst your team, because your employees or your team members will feel like you actually care about what they have to say and they feel heard. And once they feel heard, that will make for a more positive environment, and they'll be able to have trust in you and the rest of the leadership team for them to even be more productive within their job functions. The next tip I have to give a proper constructive feedback. So obviously we all grow from constructive feedback, and it's always very helpful to do that. But you want to start with something positive first when you are trying to give constructive feedback, and just wait to see what the other person's perspective is before you actually give a suggestion on improvement. And then at the end, just follow up the conversation and let the person tell you what is it that they took away from the conversation, and maybe what are some of the next steps that they can work on. And always follow up after that conversation as well. The last tip is to be consistent in your communication. So it's very important to schedule timings for meetings and timings for where consistent communication will happen, so that employees can become even more productive and know what to expect as far as when these things will happen. There's nothing worse than when you don't know when is the next time that you can ask a question, or you can actually express concerns regarding your job. So if you have regular meetings, that's always very helpful in the predictability and also in the way that the employees can feel safe and they can feel like there is a place and a time set for them to feel safe and ask questions and express their concerns. So definitely scheduling consistent meetings and following up on them is very good practice for that consistency and helping you with the communication. That's all I had for you today. I hope these tips were helpful. And if you need any more help or support on as far as your leadership skills with your team members, you can always reach out to me. and we can schedule a call and we can go from there. I'd love to help support you through the journey as far as the leadership skills that you need with your team members and with your employees.